What happened? You're frozen, Bia. I don't know what is happening. Howdy-ho, chickadees. Oh my goodness. She's frozen. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening with anything. She must be going to rejoin again because she's not there anymore. Oh, this night. Hey, Julie. Okay, let's try this again. There she
what
is.
a night. Oh, what a night.
Oh my gosh.
Can you see me okay?
I can see you fantastic now.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I don't know what happened. I think this is just a little, just
Oh
a
my
little
goodness.
wacky Wednesday.
I am telling you, it sure is. Okay. Thanks for having me. Sort of.
Sort of. We have it twisted. This is Reverse Wednesday. Oh boy.
Let me say hello to everybody that
Yes.
made it over here. So hello, Julie. Thank you so much. Melissa. Lady Zelda is joining us this evening. Are we in Mercury retrograde? Is that what the problem is?
That might be it. Do tell us, Lady Zelda.
Kelly is with us, and Kelly saves me most nights on here. KS Granny, thanks for joining. All righty, and it is a full moon. In the shadow period right now. That sounds spooky and mysterious.
It does. Could explain a lot of things.
Exactly. I feel like I'm in a shadow. All righty. Hit the like and subscribe, guys. What do you want to know?
I want to know it all.
Okay.
And I know you have the information, and you're going to get us up to speed on everything going on in the true crime community. Yay,
Denise. Glad you found us. It's a weird night. So a couple things I want to make sure that I touch base on, even though they're not on my top 5 necessarily list right now. One of those things is Ellen Greenberg. I don't know if anyone is aware of the Ellen Greenberg case, but she is a young lady who's lost her life in January of 2011. There was a big snowstorm in Pennsylvania, and she was stabbed 20 times, and it has been ruled a suicide.
Insane.
Hey, Captain Harris. So, if you look at, I did a live stream on it. If you watch the live stream, you'll see there's like no way to stab yourself in the way that her stab wounds were. And I'm happy to say the feds have finally are investigating Ellen Greenberg's case. So I'm feeling really hopeful about that. I wanted to make sure that we talked about it because it is a tragedy, a travesty, and something needs to be done. There are people in high places in positions of power in Pennsylvania that are preventing a legitimate investigation, and it's got to stop. So that is one thing. And along those same lines, Zachary Adams. Zachary Adams is a young man that was charged and convicted with the abduction, rape, and murder of Holly Bobo in Tennessee. And, hey, 1126, thanks for joining us again. He has been he's been incarcerated since 2014. He had post-conviction relief hearings throughout the majority of 2025. And he is in the waiting period now for the judge to decide whether or not he's going to get a new trial, or whether his conviction will be just completely vacated. So that answer should be coming by the end of March. In
So did
Tennessee,
they have like 6 months from the
no.
mistrial? Oh, okay.
So his trial was in 2017. There's all kinds of craziness as far as the prosecution and evidence and recantation of testimony from their star witness. And so he was convicted in 2017, and then the post-conviction relief hearings took place a majority of 2025. And in Tennessee, the judge has 60 days to make a determination on post-conviction relief. And then they can do a 30-day extension. And Judge Bradbury said right out of the gate, it's going to be 90 days. Like, there's too much for me to review, too much to go through and over. And if anybody has any interest in this, I have become relatively close to some of the defense team for Zachary Adams. They've been on my channel several times. And in addition to that, I replayed the entire 2017 trial. So if anyone is wanting you're going on a trip and you're looking for something to binge, you can binge that. We get it done in a little over 7 days, but I only did evenings for 5 of the days. So yeah, so that's what we're in the waiting period for right now. Ooh, DJ's big mad.
He'll be fine. So just to clarify, it's up to the judge, not the DA's office, if this is going to go. And he extended it to 90 days as opposed to the typical 60 days. So the judge can say we're going forward or not. It has nothing to do with the prosecutor's office. Wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, and in 1126, yes. We have had Dana McClendon. He is a defense attorney that's very closely involved with our favorite defense attorney that is representing Zach Adams, Mr. Doug Bates. We call him Mr. Bowtie Bates because he always wears bow ties. And I have had Dana on with me a couple times. In addition to that, we've had Dr. Spirko. If you watched the trial or watched the post-conviction relief hearings, she was basically banished from them. And not nice things said about her. She's a little pit bull. We are big fans of Dr. Spirko. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew about those two things because they're not really 2026 things, but they're things that I feel like if you're interested in true crime outside of the Massachusetts area and what's happening up in the Northeast, then these are definitely two cases that I think you could sink your teeth into. So, first case that I have that I was going to talk about is Kouri Richins. Do you know anything about Kouri Richins, Bia?
Is that the young man?
No.
Okay. I feel like I'm conflating all my cases, but okay. So Zachary Adams was the one that he came back to the scene and stabbed a couple of boys, right?
No.
Oh boy, do I have it all wrong.
Yeah, Zachary Adams was Holly Bobo abducted, and this took place in 2011, April 13th, 2011. And so yeah, it's been a long time. He was an easy individual for them to pin it on. Okay. But the trial itself, it's something to see. It is unlike anything I have ever seen. Y'all thought Judge Bev was bad. You need to see how Judge McGinley behaved in this trial. It's shocking. So there's that. Kouri Richins, she is right around the corner for us. Kouri Richins, jury selection is going to start next Tuesday. She's in Utah. Kouri is being charged with a whole lot of crimes, but mostly, and we're going to get to that one, Kelly. She is being charged with poisoning her husband in a Moscow Mule. She poisoned him with fentanyl, with a lethal dose of fentanyl, after she had tried to do it on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
In March, she succeeded. In March of 2022, she succeeded. Part of the motivation of this particular case, or of her committing this crime, was financial. And anyone new to Ms. Demeanor doesn't know, I'm going to give you the disclaimer now. I don't do pets. I don't cover anything that has to do with animals or pets. I don't do kids. I don't do anything that is federal, because there's no way to see what's going on in the courtroom. And I don't do serial killers. So that eliminates some things out of the gate. But one of the things I really love to cover, anything that has financial crimes in it. White collar crime, I love that. Like I have been a Mad American Greed watcher since way back, probably when the show first started. And so Kouri has a lot of that going on. She got a lot of life insurance policies. Some of them she forged her husband's name. She was falsifying bank statements to get loans on real estate that she purchased. She forged his signature on mortgages, on deeds of trust. It's a lot. And I just last week, well, I guess it was Monday and last week. Yeah, forgery. Yes. Lots of forgery. Money laundering is one of the charges, forgery, fraud, and then, of course, the taking of her husband's life. She ended up writing a children's book.
Oh, wow.
On how to handle how children can handle grief after the loss of a parent.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she's special.
That's twisted.
And we had some new little tea when I went through the entire, I didn't go through all of the documents, but we covered a whole lot of them on last Wednesday. And then again on Monday, I finished it off. Yes, Kelly. And then she did a small book tour. Sure did. Sure did do a book tour.
Wow. Can I ask you a question? What did did they do an autopsy, and what was the findings? Did they?
It was fentanyl.
Like it. So so did they think he did it himself? Like he took the fentanyl himself? Like they knew it was shady from the beginning?
It was pretty much out of the gate with Kouri that the investigators, even when you listen, well, we read the transcripts of some of the body cam, and I think they questioned her. I believe that's still part of the body cam, though. You could tell right out of the gate, they were a little bit like, what's going on here? Things aren't quite adding up for us. And so they determined in the autopsy that the fentanyl that he had taken was not prescription. I did not know this until we started paying attention to this particular case. There is a way they can determine whether it is an illicit fentanyl or prescription fentanyl. That was news to me. We found out she has a secret little safe in the house that nobody knew about, that I think was put in after her husband's death. Her husband's name is Eric. They have 4 boys. There was a prenuptial agreement that he had a very successful masonry business. In the prenuptial agreement that she signed in 2013, it was very clear she had no right to the business ever, except in the event of his death. So lots of motivation for a multi-million-dollar business for her to off him. That's the best way I can put it. And she went, this is why it's compelling to me. This case, she went, and there was a dispute or a disagreement between the two of them about purchasing a multi-million-dollar property that was unfinished. And she wanted to purchase it. Eric did not. He thought it was not a wise investment. And the day after his death, she signed the papers for it and bought it anyway.
Wow.
And then had a celebration. And her friends, she was all happy that she bought this property on her own. We did a tour on my channel of what the home would look, what the mansion would look like if it were finished. So by all means, go check it out. That's something else I do on my channel, is if there's a way for us to get inside of a house where something
I love that
happened, I go dig it and we go search it and we go look at it. So she, while in custody, she wrote what is called the walk the dog letter. I don't know if you've heard about the walk the dog letter, but it is a letter that at the top of it, it says, walk the dog. And then it says, but take vague notes. So it isn't obvious, or something to that effect. And so she gave all kinds of instructions in this walk the dog letter of what her brother needed to testify to in reference to her husband getting illicit drugs from Mexico. It's a lot. And also in that, she asks for Crest White strips because she's pale and her teeth are getting yellow and she doesn't like the way she looks on TV.
Wow. Like, talk about, you did the crime and now you're going to like tell, like, wow, like everything has to be scripted based on what she wants. Jeez.
She wanted her attorney, her defense attorney, to smuggle in the Crest White strips. She has instructions in there of exactly how she wanted it done. So yeah.
And how did she think they were going to be able, like, how, like, she writes this letter as she's in custody for everyone to see? Like, did she think it was like confidential?
She put it in, she claims she put it in her attorney folder that is privileged, client attorney privileged envelope. Problem is, they suspected that she had contraband and they searched her cell. And when they searched her cell, they found the walk the dog letter in her LSAT study book. She claims that it wasn't there, but I mean, really?
Wow.
Do you really think they're going to search her client attorney privileged documents? Of course not. It's Kouri. She lies about everything. And she was starting this. Eric was killed in 2022, in March of the very, very beginning of March 2022. She had started her financial mess in 2019. So it was long before she actually ended up taking his life. It just kept escalating, escalating and escalating. So yeah, there's a lot to her. I don't know. It's a little Murdoch-ish with all of the financial crimes that are associated with it, because I believe at the time of his death, she was in a couple $1 million worth of debt.
Oh, wow.
So I'm checking my notes here to make sure that she got into a physical dispute with her sister-in-law shortly after her husband's death, in which she punched the sister-in-law. So there's that case. She has a friend that she purchased a home for, or purchased a home. The friend moved into it. She signed a land contract. The friend paid the entire time. Kouri kept all the money, never paid the mortgage. All of a sudden, the mortgage company comes to foreclose. And these poor people, this woman that was a friend of Kouri's, this woman and her husband and her kids, her entire family was put out.
Oh, wow.
All because of Kouri. Yeah, there's a lot.
She's not a very smart criminal. Like
oh no, we all said many times she's dumb.
I was gonna say you're gonna not pay your mortgage. Like what were you thinking? Eventually, the bank wants its collateral. Like
absolutely, it was. I mean, her case to me. That's why I'm excited. I thought jury selection was supposed to start on Monday of this week, but Monday there was a hearing. She was again requesting a change of venue, which the judge denied. We love the judge. Judge Mrazek is his name. He has this very deep voice, and he's wonderful to listen to. And he's very reasonable, very fair. I think it would be refreshing to a lot of people to watch that trial because of Judge Mrazek. He's very level-headed. It will restore your faith in our judicial system by seeing how he presides over his court. But instead, they are starting jury selection on Tuesday, the 10th. And my understanding is there is a hard start date of opening statements is the 23rd.
Oh, okay.
Of February. So that is going to trial this month. And I don't know how long they're figuring it's going to be, but I think that's the general gist of all of this. I'm checking my notes right now as I'm talking. They're not seeking the death penalty. Oh, and because she wrote the walk the dog letter, they also then tapped on witness tampering charges.
Ooh.
Because she was trying to get her mother and her brother to lie under oath. I mean, basically. I mean, it was full-blown witness tampering.
Right, right.
And there was something about mom knows way more than she's saying. There's an issue of some kind there with mom.
And just one more question. Did they have any kids together?
They did four boys. Yeah.
So sad.
It is so sad. It really is. And he was a successful businessman and she was just kind of sucking him dry. He had suspicions before his death. There were many conversations about her spending because she stole $100,000 out of one of his bank accounts.
Oh, wow.
Like it was this constant snowballing thing that was happening.
Wow. Poor guy. He didn't deserve that, nor the children.
No. So she has, I don't know if this is the final charges, but 2 counts. I'm sorry. Attempted aggravated murder. That's related to Valentine's Day when she tried to kill him with a sandwich that was laced. 1 count of aggravated murder, 2 counts of distribution of a controlled substance, 2 counts of mortgage fraud, 2 counts of insurance fraud, 3 counts of forgery. I think that's everything.
Wow. That's a lot of charges.
Yes, indeed. So, and if anybody in the chat has questions about it that is not from my channel and hasn't already seen this, seen the deep dive on it, by all means, ask away in the chat. I'm happy to answer questions if I can remember everything. So that's the most, I don't want to say most impending case because there's another one that I'm getting ready to tell you all about that is actually in jury selection right now.
Okay.
So the next one on my list is in jury selection right now. The actual trial is supposed to start on Tuesday. And this is Dale Warner's trial. Dale Warner is being charged with the death of his wife, Dee Warner, in Michigan. This is in Lenawee County, which is not too terribly far from the border of Ohio. One of the things that caught my attention about this particular case is that the lead detective had to be arrested in December so that he would come and testify. He had been evading a subpoena being served to him, and they finally just went and arrested him in Sylvania, Ohio, which is right over the border from Michigan. And they allowed him to be out on bond. But I'm curious, like, why would a lead detective be avoiding this? Like,
Right.
what do we not know? So Dee went missing in April of 2021. Her remains were not found until August of 2024. There were preliminary hearings that were conducted to get her declared deceased, because the family was trying to, there are certain things you have to, that you need to do in the absence of an individual. She was kind of a badass. Dee was kind of a badass. She ran a trucking company.
Oh, wow.
She worked in a heavily male dominated field, could hold her own. Some people would say she was, unpleasant and not nice. And I listened and I'm like, she sounds like she's just a really good businesswoman and not going to be pushed around by anybody. Is it Wednesday for the Dale Warner trial? I was sure it was the 10th. Isn't the 10th Tuesday?
Yes, it is Tuesday.
Okay. I thought it was Tuesday. So, anyway, they, in the process of them trying to get her declared deceased, a private investigator had a lead, and they ended up going back to the farming property that they used and ended up finding her remains in an anhydrous tank. It was welded shut and her remains were inside of it.
Oh. Do they know what the motivation was for her unaliving?
It was money again.
Oh.
And we kind of got a little flavor of that in watching the preliminary hearings in the request to have her declared deceased, because her son, this is another thing that's weird about this. So they were married before. Dale was married to somebody and Dee was married to somebody. They divorced and swapped spouses.
What? Wow. Okay. They divorced and swapped spouses. Okay.
Yes.
I'm following.
So Dee had children from her prior marriage. Dale had children from his prior marriage. And then they had a daughter together. And so the son from one of the sons from her prior marriage was heavily involved in the business, and he was their bookkeeper. And all of the businesses that Dale was in charge of, Dee was having to prop up. She was constantly putting money into Dale's businesses. Her trucking business was actually profitable and in a very good trucking business, but it was kind of covering everything else that was going on. And so I believe that's the biggest motivation. I think he was a hothead. I think she had a lot to say. She was feisty. But even though she was feisty, I absolutely believe there was abuse in the marriage. And so I'm completely distracted by Lady Zelda now.
I know.
I can't remember. I can tell you the brand of mine is Thrive Cosmetics, and it's I can't remember the name of it. It's not the one I normally want. Go ahead, Bia. Tell us what your lip color is.
Well, mine is a raspberry color from Tarte. And then I always put something glossy over it because I love glossy lips.
Now that we have the important things out of the way.
Yes.
And Denise is saying, this is the case I want to watch. The son and daughter seemed seem very switched on. Not entirely sure what you mean by that, Denise, but the son and daughter definitely, I'm picking up vibes that they know that Dale is the one that caused their mother's demise. There's a lot of electronic data. There's security cameras that I'm certain will be part of the trial. And the defense attorney, oh, she's a spicy one. She's got a lot to say. And when she says it, she has a whole lot of attitude. I mean, a lot of attitude. So that's why I was interested. Two reasons. Wife missing, finally they find her. Second reason was the detective, the lead detective.
That's very strange. If they had a solid case, like, why would he not want to, like, and they have the remains? Like, that's very strange. That angle.
I don't understand it. I know for a period of time, Dale's son had been charged with tampering with evidence. They have since dropped all of those charges against Dale's son. I suspect they were concerned that maybe Dale was doing something and having his son assist him in getting rid of evidence, or in moving her body, getting it in the tank, welding the tank shut, and that kind of stuff. So crazy, right?
Yes, I'm just thinking, what is wrong with people? Don't they realize that they're going to get caught? Like, how? Why?
It's
Crazy.
so funny because her remains were found literally months after the ending of the preliminary hearings to declare her deceased.
Oh, wow.
I feel like those were in April of 24 and her remains were found in August. So poor Dee. Justice for Dee. And I'll tell, oh yeah. Got to wet my whistle. I checked today. You all will be super excited to hear about this. Day 7 of jury selection. One of the jurors was being questioned, and she said she had concerns because she either is a welder, has welding experience, extensive welding experience. And so she had some concerns as to whether that would be a problem in this particular case. So there's that little tidbit. The other little tidbit that I found out is one of the jurors, y'all are going to love this, is a true crime junkie.
Oh, okay.
And they said, I think this was a male also, ironically, they said they follow a lot of true crime. They watch a lot of interrogation videos. They feel like they understand human behavior when an individual is lying. And so I was like, oh, how interesting, because I feel like this is going to become more commonplace.
Right.
And I'm curious to see how attorneys are going to handle it. Do you want someone like us on a jury, or do you want someone not at all like us on a jury? I mean, I think you want someone like us where we've got a little bit of knowledge and we're going to ask some questions.
Right. Right.
So that individual was not put, they're out of the pool at this point. It didn't have anything to do with the true crime part of it. It was a work conflict, I think is what they said. So you were going to ask me a question?
No, I was just going to say, you think that they would want people that, we know to also, by being part of the true crime community, we also know that we need to reasonable doubt. I think that we understand it more than, an average person, because that's what's drilled into kind of what we've been watching. Like, is there reasonable doubt? And, the presumption of innocence? Because I think you can't just assume because somebody was charged with a crime that they're automatically, because
Oh,
the ones who done it.
I'll tell you, I am watching the Edric Faust case out of Georgia. This is a cold case that came about by a podcaster. And they have a man, the defendant. He is a black male, but there is DNA that they're charging him with sodomy. That's one of the charges. But the DNA they have found belongs to a Caucasian male and matches the victim's boyfriend. Yeah.
Wow. Then why are they charging him?
And this particular judge, she's like the clucking judge. She does a lot of that business. Drives me absolutely insane. I can't stand that. But she hates the defense attorney. Absolutely hates the defense attorney. And he is just, vehemently defending his client. He believes in his client's innocence. It's a good trial to watch. If you are interested in seeing the possibility of another court that may be doing some questionable things like what happened in Karen Reed's case, you should watch this trial. Yesterday, one of the detectives was asked by the defense attorney to open the envelope that was supposed to have hairs in it, 3 separate envelopes. Opened the first envelope. It's empty.
Oh, boy.
Open the second envelope. It's empty. Opened the third envelope. It's empty. That happened in front of the jury, like on the witness stand.
What did the judge say?
Nothing.
Nothing, like it's no big deal. It's just another day.
It was so, y'all got to go check it out.
And what was the last name on that one?
Faust. Faust.
Okay.
Edric Faust. And I think Law and Crime is covering it. And I can't remember, there's a local 11 Alive or something like that that's also covering that. And exactly, Courtney, I don't know how that's not a mistrial.
Right.
I was just blown away that actually happened. I was like, what is happening right now? Yeah, Georgia versus Faust. It is, and it's not in the bad county. It's in the Athens, Clark County, I think is where it is. So not in Fulton. I think everybody knows about Fulton County. So I kind of veered off there. Sorry, but that's something that's going on right now, that there are problems with this prosecution. I don't know how there isn't going to be reasonable doubt. I really don't know. So yeah, stay out of Fulton County. I agree. So, next on my list, this is a case out of Texas.
Okay.
So we have been in Utah with Kouri Richins. We've been in Michigan with Dale Warner, and now we're heading to Texas for Brad Simpson. Brad Simpson is also accused of taking his wife's life in their neighborhood. There was a neighbor that heard screams around 11 o'clock one evening. He reported it, and she disappeared. No one has seen her. Her remains have not been found. She had told a bank employee that was, I mean, her personal banker is what it sounds like, that she was in an abusive relationship with her husband. And that took place sometime before she actually went missing. This has a little bit of flavor to it, like and his name was right on the tip of my head, and I'm going to forget it now. His girlfriend was Michelle Troconis. Oh, why can't I think of his name? I'm not going to try thinking of his name, and it'll come to me, or someone will tell me in the chat, I'm sure. So Brad Simpson, there's a hearing. I got it. Fotis Doulos. Thank you, Peppermint PJ. Fotis Doulos is actually who it was. Yes. Similar type of thing. He was photographed and seen getting rid of garbage bags out of the back of his truck.
Ooh, like almost like an Anna Walsh situation.
It is. And Fotis Doulos was the same thing. He and Michelle Troconis went all over town with bags that they dropped off here, there, and everywhere. And Serenity, you might have to go to some of the Simpson trial. Oh, please do. If you do, you got to let me know. So one of the reasons I was interested in this case is because he has a business partner. And I'm curious to know whether the business partner, there are some financial issues there. But I know he also asked the business partner to get rid of a gun for him.
Oh.
So the business partner got arrested. Business partner is out on bond. Brad Simpson is not out on bond. And there is a hearing for his case on February 13th. The last hearing they had, they kind of delayed it for 60 days because, and this is the other reason I'm anxious to see what happens. There's so much evidence coming in. The prosecution requested a continuance so that they could manage all of the data that's coming in.
Wow.
So that continuance was requested on January 20th. So nothing is going to happen on that one until sometime after March 20th. I would imagine on February 13th, we'll get a little bit better idea of what's going to take place as far as scheduling and trial date, hopefully. Also, does anybody else in the chat know what's going to happen on February 13th? Friday the 13th? It's quiz time. Nobody?
See?
Juliana Magalhaes is going to be sentenced by Judge Penny. That case just finished. Judge Penny is the judge that presided over Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's case, the civil trial.
Gotcha.
So that is also going to be taking place the same day. So we'll have plenty to talk about. There is video of Suzanne Simpson the night that she went missing. She had been at a party and I think it's a country club. And those were the last images of her as her leaving that party. And also, if you go back and look at my breakdown on the Brad Simpson case, we toured that house. We definitely toured that house. So you can see exactly the home that they were living in when she went missing. All right. Nobody has any questions in the chat. I'm so shocked. Let me continue on. Texas case is in Bexar County, so that's in like the San Antonio area. And let me check my notes. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, the next one. This is the one you asked about earlier.
Okay.
Raul Valle.
Okay. We got there. We finally got there.
We finally got there. I kind of did it in order of when they were happening. So Raul Valle, I believe his trial date has been set for March 25th. Okay. If anyone in here doesn't know anything at all about Raul Valle, I replayed the entire first trial on my channel. That trial took place in July. I think I replayed it November or December. I can't remember. He was 16 at the time of the incident in May of 2022. He's being charged with taking the life of another teenage young man and stabbing 3 other teenage young men. There was a party that took place at one house, and at that party, there was a disagreement and ended up turning into a bit of a fist fight. It was between 2 different schools, I think 2 different private schools. And they left that house because the mama was like, get out of here. I'm not going to have any of this here. Get out. And so they ended up going to another party. And then Raul and his friends went to this other party where they were not invited. Sort of not invited. They were invited by like, hey, come on, come and see what yeah. All of that kind of, testosterone laced conversation and text messages and things like that. They showed up there. There's some confusion or not. It's not very clear how exactly Raul got a knife. But in the midst of a disagreement, they had been rocking the car and everything, whatever. A fight breaks out with a bunch of them. I mean, it's a lot of kids. This is on video, so you can see and judge for yourself. And in the midst of that, Raul stabs these 4 people. So he was acquitted of all of the most serious charges. So James McGrath is the young man who lost his life. The jury in July found Raul not guilty of first-degree manslaughter. They found him not guilty. They found him not guilty of murder, not guilty of first-degree manslaughter, and they deadlocked on first-degree manslaughter reckless. Now, this is a case in Connecticut. In Connecticut, you start with the most serious crime or charge, and then once you determine guilty or not guilty, you either stop if it's guilty. If it's not guilty, then you go to the next less serious charge. Oh my gosh, they're all coming. It's a Cat Not Williams and Happily Angry Lawyer raid, I see. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Come on in. So happy to have you all. So once the jury got to not guilty on murder, not guilty on first-degree manslaughter, then they had to go to first-degree manslaughter reckless. If they found him not guilty, if they found him guilty of first-degree manslaughter reckless, they then have to determine whether he acted in self-defense.
Oh.
So it's layer. So there's a lot to go through for a jury in that case. So he was acquitted on assault in the first degree. I think I'm checking my notes here. 2 charges of assault in the first degree. He was found not guilty of assault in the second degree. And so everything else they deadlocked on. And yes, Christine, he did get a new lawyer. So he had a fantastic lawyer for his trial in July. I really liked Kevin Smith was the attorney for him in the July trial. I liked him a lot. He did a fantastic job in defending him. And yes, hello everyone. It's good, Janet. Yes. That's from Zach Adams, the Good Janet, Bad Janet. You got to figure it out. You got to go watch all the stuff. And Raul now has Crosland. Oh, Darnell Crosland is his attorney, and his new attorney. He's a bow tie attorney also. Wears bow ties all the time. We like our bow tie attorneys. And I think he is going to do a phenomenal job in defending Raul. DJ and I have gone around and around and around and around on this case. And I truly think what will likely happen in this second trial is that they will find Raul guilty of the lesser charge and acting in self-defense. I absolutely believe that is likely what will happen. I don't think Raul will testify the second time. He did in the July trial. I don't think he will this time.
Was he believable? Like, did he seem like...
It was phenomenal. He was so credible. So it was funny as we watched the trial, you have all this cast of characters, all of these young men and ladies, and they're pretty sketch when they're testifying. It's very McCabe-ish, very, very, very McCabe-ish. And then you get Raul on the stand, and you could tell he was just answering and testifying honestly. It was so stark, the difference in how all of the other young people testified compared to how he testified.
Wow.
So in case you didn't hear me say thank you, everybody that has come to raid us here from Catnut Williams, and also from Happily Angry Lawyer. I think that I don't know if Jim is with us as well, but I know that's who it is. And I see Take It to Trial. Thanks for joining us. And Adventure Aaron, I saw you in here. Let me see if there's anybody else I need to that I may have missed when they were coming in. YP Chick. I think I said that right. I see all of these people when I'm chatting. Okay. Anybody have any questions about Raul? Anybody? Oh, is this I may have just created
McCabe-ish. Love it. Love it.
Hey, when someone's being a little shady, it's a McCabe-ish activity.
Put that on your, for sure, on your vocabulary.
Yep, to testify in a shady manner. Yes, I love it. And why wouldn't he testify this time? Would only be concerned of them trying to impeach him with prior testimony. That would be my only concern. And there is something on the record that they can refer to as far as what his story, I guess, for lack of a better word, would be. So I don't know that it's necessary for him at this point if they're able to get most of his testimony in from the first trial. If they can't, then I would probably say he's going to testify again. And yes, Tommy, thank you for coming on over from Catnut Williams. And we are talking about Raul Valle, the young man that stabbed the boys in the fight. Yes, I have done extensive coverage on Raul Valle. We rewatched the trial. I highly urge anyone interested in that case to go back and watch it from gavel to gavel. It is enlightening. I originally started watching it because it had the victim was a lacrosse player, and my husband was a lacrosse coach for many years, and my son played lacrosse. And I was like, oh, lacrosse. And so after I got into it, I was like, oh, what's happening here? And the prosecuting attorneys were very snarky too.
Oh.
I don't remember having any strong feelings about the judge. I think the judge was fair, but we were not fans of the prosecutors. Yeah, Tommy, I think he acted in self-defense. So, and do I know the juror count on the mistrial? I'm not sure the question that you're asking.
So she's saying, like, was it like, a jury
Oh,
of 12 and the split.
What the split was on it. So
Mhm.
I don't know for sure what the final deadlock was. I can tell you, we watched one of the juror interviews after the case, and that was very, very telling. It was interesting to hear a juror's perspective, and why they came to the conclusion that they came to. So that was super cool. It was an actual video interview of, I actually think it was the foreperson too, that was interviewed. And yes, I loved his defense attorney as well, Tommy. The defense attorney, Kevin Smith, was great. Long ponytail, and looks like he should be on the back of a Harley. And here he's this awesome defense attorney. So, all righty.
Are you covering Aaron Spencer by any chance?
No.
Oh my God, that one I'm super interested in.
It's kids.
I know.
I don't do kids. I know that Defense Diaries is covering it, and
yes.
My understanding is they're planning on being there on location. So I know that it's going to be, covered very well through their channel. And it's just, it's those things. Don't do federal cases. Don't do pets. Don't do kids. Don't do serial killers. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Those are the things now, that's not to say, because Kelly has kept me in check, that's not to say that I don't watch stuff about serial killers. And I have a weird cults and people that get stuck in them or try to get out. And yeah. But I don't do serial killers, don't do kids. So I didn't do Richard Allen for that exact same reason. Kids. I was like,
right.
Nope, my soul can't take it. So I'm going to stay away, and we're going to stay with, Raul's case is about as young as I'll go, but it is at least all kids that are involved in it. It's not like predatory kind of thing with an adult.
Right.
And so, even Mickey Stein's, I had questions about whether I wanted to cover his case, because it sounded initially like there may have been something that involved Mickey Stein's daughter, but that has since come out. No, that's not the case. And so I'm like, okay. I think there were some crazy shenanigans that were going on with the judge, but we'll see how that unfolds.
Well, in the Spencer one, there was also shenanigans. The same judge that let that man out on bail is also the one that was going to be presiding over Aaron's case. It's like,
are you for real?
And they were, yes, it went to the Supreme Court. Actually, they just removed the judge, but she let him out on $5,000 bail and only did like a stay away order. And he had 40 something counts against him for those, against the daughter. So yes, and he's also running for Lonoke County Sheriff.
I did see that. Yes. So I loosely follow, so I have an idea of what's going on with the case, kind of like the Richard Allen case. But to actually watch the trial and all that, I'm like, I can't do it. But then I am definitely going to cover Lake and Snelling when that finally comes about. That's the University of Kentucky stunt cheerleader that had her baby and put it in the closet.
Yes.
So
I'm interested in that one too.
Still planning on doing that one. Sarah Grace Patrick, I'm definitely going to follow that one. Her trial, I don't think, is until August. So my final top 5 so far for 2026 of compelling cases. And I happen to know a lot of you in the chat are going to agree with me. It's Courtney Clenney. Courtney Clenney is an OnlyFans model that stabbed her boyfriend, Christian Obamseli, to death in their luxury condo in Miami, Florida.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. So what was the motivation behind that one?
Rage, drunkenness. So I did a deep dive on this. I know that Catnut Williams has done a deep dive on Courtney as well. Courtney's issues started as far back as 2015. In 2015, let's see, that was 10 years ago. She was 19 at the time and got her very first drunken disorderly or public intoxication, something like that. Then never appears for any of that. And in the midst of all of this going on, they were trying to track her down for her to come to court for that charge. And in the midst of all of it, in 2020, and we watched this on my channel, there's a body cam of her being, she's in a car accident that she caused. She rear-ended someone, if I remember correctly. The police arrive on scene and she is bombed. I mean, they come up to her driver's side door. She's out cold.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And so that was in 2020. She obviously was booked and arrested for DUI. And then I don't know exactly when she met Christian. It was probably in between or right around this time in 2020. In July of 2021, she and Christian go to Las Vegas on a little getaway trip. She ends up getting arrested there. Because she's beating the tar out of Christian. They get into this massive argument in the hotel. They both end up at the police station. That is also on, well, I think it's a body cam or it's in the room, her talking about, what happened. So that's in July of 2021. Then in February of 2022, they all decide they're going to go to Aspen on a ski trip. Nobody, fortunately, ends up in jail or arrested this time. But she is doing the same thing. She's drunk. She's screaming at Christian. He has, she's beating on him and everything in these pictures. It's insane.
Wow.
And that was in February of 2022. I believe in March of 2022, there is video footage of her in the elevator with Christian in the luxury condo. It's a high rise. And she is, again, beating the tar out of him.
Wow.
And then in April of 2022, that's when she stabs him.
Wow.
And he dies.
It's just escalating.
It just kept.
Yeah.
And she's claiming in her defense that it is self-defense. This this case has had all kinds of things pop off. So her parents ended up getting arrested at one point for tampering with evidence. They were accessing a laptop of hers, and it looked and sounded like they were trying to delete or remove some sort of data from the laptop. The district attorney's office they've tried to get the entire district attorney's office recused from the case for discovery violations. Basically, they're saying that the district attorney's office had access to attorney-client privileged content that they shouldn't have. Obviously there should have been a taint team or something like that, but the DA's office is saying, hey, as soon as we saw something, we just stopped. So there's that going on with it. She continues to ask for bond. And I'm like, this chick should not be out in public.
Right.
She should not. And so her trial is, and I saw someone in the chat asking, her trial right now is scheduled to go in on April 27th. We will see if that actually happens or not. But she's crazy. And there's a ton of body cam footage and surveillance and things like that. Just cell phone footage. When I covered that particular case on a live stream, when we did a deep dive, there's a lot to take in. It's kind of like Kouri Richins. Kouri Richins is a lot to take in as well. So now you know what you need to watch in April. Courtney Clenney. And I'm going to check and see. Bear with me while I look something up here, because I think I've had some pictures. I don't remember if I sent them to myself or not. Let me look.
Poor guy. He must have not pressed charges, and that's why it continued. That's unfortunate.
It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I wanted to pull up. I do have pictures in here. I want to show what she looked like. Yeah, here it is. Bear with me, y'all. You know, I'm only sort of technologically advanced. Share my screen. Oh my goodness, the ads. This is preposterous. All right. What I'm most interested in showing everyone are the pictures of her. So,
oh wow.
Oh, I just hit the wrong place. Hang on. Okay. This is her that same Aspen trip. This was during the Aspen trip. And I want you to notice she's literally bleeding in these pictures. She's got this wackadoodle missing her fingernail, and she's got bandages on it. And yes, Kelly, I think she did go to rehab in Hawaii, and that's where they ended up arresting her. Kelly was asking, didn't she go to rehab? I don't know who we're talking about. I did a couple of interviews with him. I'm not sure who we're talking about with Christine. Anyway, so this is one of the photographs. And then there's this one. Look at her hands.
Oh, wow.
They don't even look clean. They literally look like her right hand looks like.
And she has like a splint on it.
Yes. Let me see if I can get us a better zoomed. But now I've changed my whole screen. Hang on.
Yeah, it's like a splint. Oh, maybe those are bandages. Could be just just bandaged her fingers together.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my screen that I'm actually on with you there. Let me try. Yeah, it's gross, isn't it? I think it's gross too. Like she's ugh. So
yeah, she's going for like a whole sexy look. I don't know about that.
And then this one, you see she's got bruises on her arms. Girl, you're a mess.
Wow.
Still has the scab and bruise thing, and oops. And the up here, the bandage with the broken nail. I mean, that nail looks kind of gross. Like it took some of her real nail too.
Seriously.
Yeah, it ain't good. And then this is the video that we watched. I'll see if I can make this a little smaller. Ah, poo.
And that's him. That's
That's
That's her
him.
boyfriend. Oh,
That's Christian. Yeah. And this is how she behaves. And he's just trying to calm her, and she is whacking on him.
wow. Poor guy.
So yeah. Crazy Town, Courtney Clenney, Crazy Town. She's something else. So that's my top 5 so far this year.
Well, sounds like you're going to be busy and everything's kind of, you got most of the months covered.
It seems that way. I wish that I could literally live stream during the day, but I have that pesky day job.
Yeah, that day
Because
job.
I would love to be able to watch the trials with everybody and have a good time. But that is just not where we are right now in Ms. Demeanor's world. So Christine, if you can tell me what you mean here, that'd be great. I did a couple of interviews with him when I had my channel, I can still go into the chat and on panel. I'm not sure who we're talking about. Oh, yes. Courtney made a ton of money on OnlyFans and Instagram. She was very, very wealthy. That's how they were able to afford the luxury high rise. Oh, which, by the way, I almost forgot this part. We toured the condo, the high rise condo. Yep, that's on my live stream. And she had a home in Texas. And the creepiest thing about the home in Texas is when it was listed on realtor.com, there is a cabana area, I guess you would call it, covered patio area. There is an enormous snake in the picture wrapped around the beam.
Oh, wow.
It's like, oh,
like a real snake or like a decoration?
No. Oh, no. Oh, this is Texas. It's a real snake. It's a big one. We tried to figure out, we think it's possibly a rattlesnake, but not sure. But I was like, that's kind of a sign.
Yeah. Well, she's a cold-hearted snake, right?
She's a cold-hearted snake.
Look into her eyes.
Yeah. So what's coming up on the cab?
So we are working on some stuff. You're going to be our guest next Wednesday. So
that's right. Well, you guys say that. You're going to probably do what you did to me tonight. No, I'm kidding.
No. This is like the first time that's ever happened. But glad we could still make it work. So let me think. So we have some we just finished what do we have? Oh, we had somebody with a outer body experience come on. That was pretty cool. Was very interesting. So next we're working on some Bigfoot stuff. We're working on some ladies roundtables. And kind of trying to brainstorm. We may have some fundraisers coming up to help certain causes. So, we're kind of doing a few things here and there, brainstorming, and because right now it's kind of like a lull.
Yeah. And I send out the upcoming dates on Sundays.
Yeah.
There is somebody that thinks that's very cute that I do that. And I want to make sure I make them happy. But I see Kelsey has a hearing next week. When I look at my dates on Monday, Kelsey Fitzsimmons has a hearing.
Yes. Yes, because originally it was supposed to be her trial.
Right.
The 9th was supposed to be the trial. Now they moved it. So now this is going to be a status conference, pre-trial conference.
Yeah. Her trial I have on my schedule is the 23rd of March.
Yep.
Okay. And Let's see. What do we have? What else is coming up next week that we haven't talked about? Fraser Bohm has a hearing. That is the case in California, the Pepperdine college students that were killed in the car accident.
Yeah.
Alan Jackson is representing
Yes.
him.
But didn't Alan Jackson withdraw?
No, that's Nick Reiner.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, you're right. Sorry. You're right.
And then Alec Murdaugh has an appellate hearing on the 11th. We got a lot of stuff going on. Stefan Diggs. Anybody know who Stefan Diggs is? He's a football player. He's an NFL player, and he has an arraignment on the 13th. Juliana Magles has is going to be sentenced on the 13th. Sharon Moore, that is the head coach that went wackadoodles, the University of Michigan football head coach that went wackadoodles and had to be arrested because he was trying to stab his mistress that had quit with a butter knife. I mean, it's a mess. And Nick Reiner has a hearing on the 23rd. Mark Sanchez, Barry Morphew. We got a lot. And you're asking if I followed the hidden true crime Lauren controversy. So I don't do drama. So no. Am I aware of some of the crazy? Yep, I'm aware because I was at CrimeCon. So when I saw some of the video come out of her, Lauren, that is, and her helper girl, I don't even know what the girl's name is. It's an odd name if I remember correctly, but anyway, I was like, oh, I know exactly where that is. That's where I would get my hot chocolate every morning. So yeah, I don't do drama. I don't do Turtle Boy drama. I don't do Karen Reed drama. Grayson, Melissa, thank you. Yes, that is who her assistant was, Grayson. I was thinking Gray in my mind, and I'm like, it's not Gray, it's something else. And so no, I did not try to follow anything that had to do with Lauren and her craziness because I don't have an interest in drama at all. None. So I stay away from it. I talk to content creators about stuff like cases and stuff. And if I find anybody in my chat trying to do any of that stuff, you'll get booted. I will just tell you that. I have a fantastic chat. Y'all, I got to share this. This is off topic. Melissa, you wanted to know when Fraser's hearing is? It is Tuesday, the 10th. I don't know what time, but that is the information I have for Fraser Bohm. So this morning, I thought, okay, Kat Williams was not going to be going live with the Edric Faust case. She wasn't going to go live until 11 o'clock, my time. And I thought, well, I'll just pop into Law and Crime and I'll check out what is happening in the chat. Oh, my word. I have PTSD from being in that chat.
Oh, wow. Not good, huh?
I did not like that. And a bunch of Melanie Little's people came over into the chat because Melanie, I guess, was sick today. So she wasn't running or wasn't live streaming. Oh my, y'all. It was a mess. It was a mess. I was like, oh, how long until Kat's going to be ready? There were several of us that were waiting for Kat's chat to be live and for her to be live streaming because it was nuts.
Wow.
And yes, Val, the thing is with Hidden True Crime, it's not really drama. Lauren was using lawfare to bully other creators. I know. And yeah, it's gross. It's icky. I don't like people that use their power in ugly ways. And Yeah. Nope. I don't participate. That's why you will not see me on certain channels. You will not see me with certain content creators that kind of relish in the drama. That's not my thing. We,
Right.
as you can tell, we have plenty to cover.
We
We don't have
do.
time for drama. And yes, Leanne, good for you. I should have avoided the chat. I didn't. These people were convicting this poor defendant. And I'm like, hey, we just have to wait until like they have to prove the case. You can't just sit there and
Right.
be like, guilty.
Yeah. Doesn't work that way.
It was nuts. And there were people commenting about the judge being like Judge Bev, and other people were like, they just need to move on and get over it. And I'm like, oh my, I don't know why we have to talk like that, but okay.
Right. Well, I think we are all a little like, I think after watching Judge Bev, I think it's, like we're traumatized. And then when you see a fair judge, it's like, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be done?
Donna Adelson, Judge Everett was fantastic.
Yes.
I can tell you, Judge Mrazek and Kouri Richins, awesome. Judge White that handled Ashley Benefield. She
Yes.
is the ballet, the
yes, Black
ballerina
Swan.
trial, Black Swan trial. Yeah,
Love that
he
one.
was fabulous, fantastic. I loved Judge White. Judge Penny from Depp Heard, she oversaw the au pair trial that just closed out and got a guilty verdict earlier this week. There are some really, really good, sound judges. Unfortunately, we have some wackadoodles out there too.
Right.
Judge McGinley in Zachary Adams' case. Judge Lott that is presiding over this Edric Faust trial. She's a lot. She was named very appropriately. Tons of snark this woman has. Judge Bev, Judge Krupp up in your neck of the woods.
Yes. Yes.
Like these are ones that you're like, I mean, Judge McGinley was watching football on his iPad on the bench during the trial.
That's so unprofessional.
No lie. And the way he would talk to the defense attorney, it was so condescending. It was just awful.
Can I ask you though, how did you feel about the verdict on the Black Swan trial? I believed Ashley Benefield that it was self-defense. Oh, you did not?
I did not. I literally felt that she set that entire thing up.
Really?
I really did. Yep.
So you don't think he kind of, it was self-defense. She was in the corner of that room and he was scary. Oh,
I don't. I think she is exactly where she needs to be. And part of the reason I feel that way is because there was so much dishonesty before the incident. The not allowing him to see his daughter, and I mean, there was a lot that went on. But
then what he did to the pets, like, I feel like that kind of showed a side of him, like what he had done to the pet, what he had, the fact that she was scared. She was very scared of him. And I think I don't know. Lady Zelda agrees with me. She said, I believed her.
Yeah. I don't. I just don't. I watched it and it looked very damsel in distress to me. I was not a fan. I'm tough on women though. I will say I am tough on women. Juliana, when she testified last week in the au pair trial, I was like, ugh. It was so not believable. And I see a question. Sorry. What are your thoughts on James Jackson's stream last night accusing an African-American man of a heinous crime with zero proof? Don't know. I don't have an opinion because I don't watch James Jackson. So that sounds a lot like drama. That doesn't sound like actual content to me. That's just my opinion, y'all. The content we cover is like cases. And
cases, yeah.
I don't really sit and critique other people's live streams. That's not what I do. So, yes, people who cut their teeth on Karen Read have a warped view of court processes. I don't know that it's warped. I feel like for me, that really opened my eyes. In fact, I tweeted something, I think it was over the weekend, thanking Defense Diaries, the lawyer Mark Betterow, for raising my education anyway in how to look at a trial, and that you need to look at a prosecution proving their case, and that a defendant truly is innocent until proven guilty. I don't know that I always looked at our judicial system in that fashion until Karen Read. And I got to tell you, when I heard Red Solo Cups
and Leaf Blower,
I distinctly remember the Red. I remember where I was, and I was like, what is happening? It was crazy. And Cold Case, Bia does, but I don't do that here. So
no, I don't. I am aware of the stuff, but I don't talk about it. So
yeah, we don't. That's just not what we do here. So
nope.
I'm
not blinded. I'm not blind. Like, I see it.
It's a little hard to avoid it.
Yeah, but you know what? We're here to bring content, and I think ultimately that's, if you want to be in this for the long term, it's to bring awareness about the cases. So I think that's really, this stuff is just temporary. So we're not into temporary, right? We're into bringing good quality to our viewers.
So my take on my content is, as I've said this before, my logo is the scales of justice with a magnifying glass over the top of it. That is precisely what I am interested in. Yes, I have a love for true crime. Yes, I have a love for trials, but in my heart, what I really want to do is to make sure we shed as much light on our judicial system to ensure that it is fair for everyone. Right. Absolutely everyone. And because I think about, if I were sitting in the defendant's shoes, how would I feel? Right. Like when I'm seeing all these people popping off in Lawn Crimes chat this morning, and they already have this guy convicted, and he's guilty, and all of that. And I'm thinking to myself, what if that were you? Would you want a jury to already be in that frame of mind right out of the gate?
Right. And that's what I mentioned earlier. It's like innocent until proven guilty. So that, I feel like that, with everybody's opinions, like that has kind of lost its, because you were the accused. And that's what's, you have to keep an open mind. And that's what the jurors are supposed to do, is keep an open mind and be able to listen to all the facts of the case before you come to a conclusion.
Yeah, I will never forget sitting down to watch Karen Read season 1. And I, in my mind, I was like, oh, this chick must have hit her boyfriend. She got all torqued one night, and she took him out. And I sat there and let the evidence come to me. And as more and more of the evidence, well, or lack thereof, came to me, I'm like, this chick didn't do this.
Right.
Like, I completely turned around, which is the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go into it at least with enough of an open mind that you can be swayed one way or the other. Because I was in the minority in the au pair trial that just closed. I was saying, oh my gosh, I got a lot of heat because I was saying I didn't feel like the prosecution proved their case. Did I think he was guilty? That's a whole different thing.
Right.
What I think about someone's guilt or innocence is like, who cares? What I need to look at is the actual evidence
Right.
And does that sway me to believe this individual is guilty of the crime? So, yeah, there were a lot of people that are like, oh, I can't believe you think this, and on the Twix and such, and I'm like, hey, I'm not saying that he's not guilty. I'm saying that I don't know if the prosecution proved it.
Right.
And maybe I missed little pieces of it because, I have that pesky day job. But at the end of the day, it has to be proven.
It does. And
so
that's what's fair, and that's what our laws, and that's what we're entitled to. So,
well, are there any other questions in the chat? Let me look here. Yes, Law Kong Express. You must start a trial with the state's theory is wrong in order for the defendant to be presumed innocent. You're absolutely right.
Right.
Which is kind of where I am with Edric Faust, because I'm like, all right, well, you need to start showing me evidence that supports your theory, because I'm not seeing it so far.
Right.
I don't know what this was in reference to. Answer. There's more of this than what you think. I agree, but normally I expect judges in the state to hide it. Yeah. You would hope that, maybe there would be some fairness, but fairness is hard. We all have our biases that we come in with. So,
right.
Well, do you have any questions for me, Bia?
No, I mean, I definitely took some notes. I have a paper full of notes, and I'm definitely going to go back and catch up on your recaps and your deep dives that you've done. So thank you for bringing, this information. And, it is good for me to focus on other states as well, because I have been so wrapped up in the Massachusetts cases. So I definitely have a lot of watching to go do. So make sure you like and subscribe, because Miss Demeanor is just amazing.
Oh, thank you. And sorry about our little hiccup at the beginning for everybody. We had to, delay it, and poor DJ didn't get to join us tonight. I know he's upset and heartbroken, his little feelings, and
we'll make it up to him.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get merchandise on my channel now. So if you're looking to get a Make Good Choices shirt or coffee mug or something, or a Ms. Demeanor, anything, you can do that. And you can become a member too. So
love it.
Yeah, feel free to partake in all the good stuff. And I believe Monday, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do Monday. It's going to depend. I have Monday off of work because it's the day after the Super Bowl, and I don't work the day after the Super Bowl. I just refuse. It should be a holiday. I don't understand why it's not. So, and I don't even have a team in it, but it's the Super Bowl.
All right. Who are you rooting for? I have to ask.
I really like Mike Vrabel. I used to live in Tennessee. Mike Vrabel was our head coach for part of the time when I lived in Tennessee. So I would probably have to say I'm pulling for the Patriots. So because of that link. But Monday, I don't know if I might try to live stream that day. But here's my issue. The opening ceremonies for the Olympics are night after tomorrow. And Ms. Demeanor's life, if I could take the entirety of the time the Olympics are on, if I could take it off work and do nothing but watch the Olympics, I would. So I'm really battling. Do I do a live stream on Monday during the day, or am I going to just sit and veg and watch the Olympics? I don't know.
That's going to depend on how hard you party on Sunday.
That's right. So I don't really have any news to give anyone as to what I may or may not be doing on Mischief Monday. But I can tell you that Wine Crime Wednesday next week will be at the Cab House.
Yes.
We're going to have to take the Chickadee Coop to the Cab House for real this time. And I think we're doing a ladies roundtable, aren't we?
We are on Hildebrand.
Jody. Crazy
Jody.
Jody.
Yes, we're going to talk. We're going to do some talking
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Lady Zelda. So we
Yes,
can't
Lady
wait.
Zelda's going to be joining
Yes.
us too.
Yes.
Yay!
She is awesome. You both are awesome.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy that we hooked up this evening, and
Yes, we just pivoted. That's it.
that's what you got to do
You
sometimes.
just gotta pivot.
Well, I am going to let everyone know we need to close it out, guys. I'm sorry. Make sure you hit the like button and all that fun stuff, but it doesn't cost a penny to be kind. So find someone to do something nice for today if you haven't already. And remember,